Okay, so we'll start off with the core mechanics of Beyblade Burst. What separates Beyblade Burst from Metal Fusion or any other iteration? So with Metal Fusion, their power scaling is more heart burst. You've got design, like you can switch up your Beyblade to make it bring out the full potential instead of just relying on random power boosts out of nowhere. So then we'll talk about how you win a Beyblade match. With Beyblade Burst, they introduced the bursting mechanic where you hit someone hard enough, they'll burst. That's like get your defense up type deal. That's tough in my opinion. So it's like, yeah, you can knock someone out the ring. You can outrun them. Yeah, that's Metal Fusion. I mean, that's also in Beyblade Burst, but you destroy someone's Bey, I think that's tough. Now, you could make the argument of if you destroy someone's Bey in Metal Fusion, that's like the pinnacle of strength, but like it's not what you're trying to do. It's like you're just overwhelming them. And it's like, all right, there's different ways to show that, you know?
I'm gonna talk about the series in general real quick. The series wasn't really just about the tournament or the ancient legends or the star fragments or even saving the world, you know? It just really felt intense. In contrast to Beyblade Burst, it was really focused more on like competitive blading and like personal growth, you know? Like it wasn't no true high stakes in the show, you know? Metal Fusion, it just kept me in tune because there was so much higher stakes in it. It wasn't just me just playing against my friend trying to be competitive and destroy his Bey. And if we're just talking about destroying Beys, let's just say Ryuga destroyed a lot of Beys in his time before the mechanic came out. Secondly, the battles in Metal series was way more powerful and dramatic. That actually meant something to the series. Like, you know, they were competing in tournaments so they can all like have higher rankings to compete to be the best players in the world. They went on a world tour, but they also, in the last series, were trying to save the world against an ancient demon. But, you know, our GOAT character ended up dying in the series. Really a tearjerker if you really think about it. You know, I just feel like the burst mechanic is cool and all, we can give it that, but it made the actual Beyblade toys cheaper. And, you know, like, I just feel like it just made me feel like I wasn't really Beyblading it out, bruh. It went back to the original revolution of just being a plastic toy and took the metal out. Just made it feel cheaper.
Okay, getting back into the aesthetic and the designs of the Beys themselves. In Metal Fusion, it's a lot of like mystic things. You got Jenga who had Pegasus, and you've got the crab and all those. In Burst, you have a lot more range and variety of characters. You've got ancient knights, you've got dragons, you've got mystic things like Pegasus too. They have a lot more diversity, which I think brings in a lot more feel, if you get what I'm saying. Now let's go into the stories. It was a lot more grounded in Metal Fusion. It was more relatable. Say you're battling your friend, doing rips and stuff with your friend, and you see that in the show, and you can actually like you feel that emotion that you're like, oh, I can really do what he's doing, and it's the exact same thing. I feel like that's really cool. When they went on to basically fight each other in the big world tournaments, that was something, bro. Because it's like you've got all these different nationalities coming together just to see who's the best at one thing, and it's really cool. Kind of like how sports animes nowadays, like different people just coming together just to see who's the best at one thing.
I would like to start with, you know, the character development in the Metal series, I feel like was also better because we kind of grew up with the characters, you know, like we had 3 seasons of the same character. Beyblade Burst is changing the main character every season, basically, from what I saw. I will say I've never seen the series, but from what I was researching, new character every single season. But let's start with Jenga. You know, like he really got it out the mud, bruh. He thought his dad died in the show, and he really just wanted to prove to the world he was gonna be the #1 blader. Then, you know, we got my boy Kenta. Basically call him Krillin of Beyblade, bruh. He's low-key just best companion, but like in the final season of the show, he becomes that guy because of the GOAT character Ryuga. You know, he got trapped into being kind of the bad guy character in the first season, but it's just because he was just that guy. That dude was trying to finesse him for power. Ryuga was just training to be the strongest, bro. If we're just really being honest. But, you know, it really just showed me some things about people, about like becoming a good person in general. The show showed me that, you know, hard work really could get you to places that you never thought you could be at. To slightly attack his argument is that he said it, you know, it was more diverse and, you know, like more cultures. But like, if we're being honest, Metal Masters did that first. You know, they just copied our whole swag. Beyblade Burst, I just feel like was made for the little kids, made for 5-year-olds. The first thing I didn't like about your argument though, Das, is the fact that you said, you know, about destroying Beys, that you want your defense to be stronger, but basically you're right. It's only about defense. It took away the point of having other types of Beyblades, bro, because like you could have an attack Bey so you can knock somebody out, or like you said, a stamina Bey so you can last longer. it's taking away the skill gap of actually building your own Beyblade.
I will say about that, the main character Volta Hoy had an attack bay. Not the best, but one of the best bays out there. So I won't say it's all about defense. I only said that because you don't want to get your bay destroyed. You know what I mean?
Are you saying your point? Go ahead.
So it's like, it's either you have, I wouldn't say your defense up. I did mess up right there. It's more, you want to get your specific archetype as well trained as you can, be it balanced attack, stamina, or defense. You want to not just like focus on power ups that'll get you through your entire show.
So are you saying your point is invalid?
No, that's not what I said. All I said was
that you messed up. So no. Is it invalid or valid? Just let me know. It's
valid. It's still valid. It's the point where I only said defense. I didn't explain it further. Now that I have explained it further, I still think it's a valid argument.
But you're going back on your point. So either your point is valid, or you're gonna stand on business about the point.
That's literally what I said. As I'm standing on okay, whatever, bro.
Why are you getting angry?
I'm not getting angry. We're repeating ourselves, and we're not getting anywhere with your argument. Whenever you said that there's a new main character did you say every season, or did you say every other show?
I said every season. I was meaning like every show. You're right.
Yes, that is true. But I will say that they went from being a normal kid in their town to becoming a world champion. Example, Volta Hoy. He started off in local tournaments, went to world tournament. Now he's literally passed the torch on to another person, giving him his advice. Yeah, basically just passing the torch on, all his knowledge and stuff onto that, the next main character, so they can use that and become the best that they can be. So it's not like they're completely scrapping the whole that whole idea of Volta Hoy being good in one season and now there's a new person. It's just he's still there. He's still one of the greatest Beybladers out there. It's just they're not focusing on him as hard.
Or they're just copying Yu-Gi-Oh swag.
I don't know what Yu-Gi-Oh has to do with.
I'm just saying, this thing.
Yeah, that's fine. And that's fine.
Idea, they're copying,
and that's fine. Literally, all of art is just referencing off of other things. So you can't say it's unoriginal. They're taking one thing and putting their own mix on it. That's what art is.
But from what I'm seeing, this show is just copying everybody's swag to the fullest, right? It copied Metal Masters, and now it's copying Yu-Gi-Oh. Does it have any original ideas?
Like I said, it's taking its own original idea, which is the burst thing, and taking little things of other shows, other iterations of Beyblade, and putting it all together to create something new. It might not seem original. It's the same thing with, if we're saying other shows like Pokemon and Digimon, those are two different, or Yu-Gi-Oh! Those are all different things, but they all have one thing in common, which is battle monsters. Same with Beyblade. They're technically battle monsters.
To the audience, I think I won the debate because if we're just being honest, his points were a little weak. Hopefully next time he comes to the debate a little more prepared, because he went back on his argument, and the show's just weak. If I'm just being honest, it's not his fault. He wasn't arguing a good side. I take back my first statement. He doesn't need to come more prepared. He just had a weaker side to begin with. It wasn't a fair matchup, and it's not his fault.
I feel like my argument was pretty well. I will say, him defending his generation is good, and me defending my generation is good. All I can say is he never watched Beyblade Burst, so I don't know how he can even have a stand on it. And there's nothing wrong with that. Just got to give it a try. Keep an open mind. You know what I'm saying?
The world's ours.
The world's ours.
So you're admitting you lost? My bad.
I didn't say that, but okay. It's really up
That's
to
basically what he's saying, though, bro.